All right, guys. The first story you are reading today is titled How I Saved the Silverville Bank and Became Famous. Get that story in front of you. Press pause until you're ready. Starting at paragraph 1. Two important things happened on August 4th, 1881. I left home for Denver to continue my education, and I became famous. Actually, fame didn't find me until the next day, when the stagecoach driver told the reporters how I stopped those outlaws from stealing the bank papers. And maybe I best start from the beginning. That morning was fine and clear. Because the coach was crowded, I asked the driver if I could sit up top. "Suit yourself," was his reply. I clambered up, taking the vacant seat next to him because the guard had settled himself farther back. The driver, Tucker, cracked his whip. Those 6 big horses took off so sudden, I near ended up in the street. We moved along at a smart pace, stopping only to swap for fresh horses. Late in the day, a cloud of dust appeared off to the north. Tucker muttered something and tried to rouse the guard. But that gentleman was snoozing away and didn't notice. Tucker yelled, "Yee!" No, that's not what he yelled. Let's try again. "Hee-yah!" to persuade the team up to a fast gallop. Then he reached under his seat and fetched out a packet of papers. He handed it to me with instructions to stick it under my shirt. Then he added, "They most times won't mess with a kid." Before long, the cloud spit out what Tucker had suspected all along. Bandits, 4 of them. With no coach to slow them down, they burned up the distance between us like a prairie fire through dry grass. They stopped us in no time and ordered everyone down from their seats, even the ladies. I was stewing about that packet of papers, but then I got a brilliant idea. Bending over and clutching my belly, I commenced to groaning real loud. "What's his problem?" asked one of the bandits. "It's that bluebonnet plague," I croaked. Right away, Tucker figured out my scheme. "That's why he had to ride outside," he exclaimed. "'Cause it's real catching. It's a powerful risk being near him if you ain't already had it like I has. I'm delivering him to a doctor in Denver." I punctuated Tucker's little speech with more groans. Stepping back, the man guarding us glanced over where his accomplices were ransacking the luggage. "I hear tell it can spread from a person's things, too," Tucker told him, helpful like. That bandit swung up on his horse and took off. His explanation, "Plague," served to convince the others that sticking around might be unhealthy. The passengers just about smothered me with their gratitude. Between us, Tucker and I had kept the outlaws from stealing the precious packet, or, in fact, taking anything at all. When we reached Denver, Tucker bragged about me like he hadn't played any part in the business. I tried to set the record straight, but I guess having a boy hero made better news. That packet must have been mighty important because the Silverville Bank was so appreciative they paid for all my schooling and free coach tickets besides. Those stagecoach drivers always let me sit up on top. All right, we're going to do questions 1 through 6 over our first story, so get that in front of you. Question number 1. This question has 2 parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. Part A, read this sentence from paragraph 5. With no coach to slow them down, they burned up the distance between us, like a prairie fire through dry grass. What does this sentence mean? A fire burned across the prairie. B, they took the coach and set fire to it. C, fire hid the riders until they approached the coach. D, they rode toward the coach really fast. Part B, which phrase from paragraph 5 supports the answer in part A? A, cloud spit out. B, stopped us in no time. C, ordered everyone down. D, stewing about that packet. Remember, you can press pause or rewind anytime you need if you need to hear it again. Question 2. What does the author's use of dialect suggest about Tucker as a person? Remember, dialect means the way they talk. A, he was a loner who disliked being around people. B, he talked tougher than he really was. C, he was a little rough with unpolished manners. D, he saw no need to be polite to outsiders. 3, which 2 things did the narrator do to save the bank papers? A, he sat up on top of the coach. B, he put the papers inside his shirt. C, he tried to wake up the guard riding on the coach. D, he set fire to the prairie grass. E, he pretended he was very sick. Remember, there are 2 answers to question number 3. You should circle 2. Number 4, the first syllable in clambered in paragraph 3 is pronounced with the same vowel sound as the first syllable of which word? Clambered. A, famous. B, stealing. C, vacant. D, ransacking. Number 5. This question has 2 parts. First, answer part A, then answer part B. How does the illustration contribute to the meaning of the story? A, it proves that the outlaws did not actually take anything. B, it explains why stagecoaches were easy targets for outlaws. C, it reveals what the other passengers did during the robbery. D, it shows that the outlaws were not after the bank papers in particular. Part B, which aspect of the illustration best supports the answer to part A? A, details showing how stagecoaches stored baggage. B, details of the damage the bandits did to the coach. C, the outlaws' way of searching the baggage. D, the fact that the outlaw is wearing a mask. Question 6. Which 2 sentences identify ways that Tucker and the narrator were alike? Check the box next to each detail you choose. You're choosing 2. Both could think quickly in an emergency. Neither had received any formal education. Both received rewards for preventing the robbery. Both were scared about being stopped by the outlaws. Neither wanted to take all of the credit for stopping the outlaws. You're done with the first story. I'm going to stop here because I'm out of time, and I will post the other video for the second story next.